Aromatic Adventure.
This is going to be Meadow Showers, and I haven't had one of these in a long time. I recently purchased this one, and I'm looking forward to getting my nose back in here and sharing my thoughts with you folks. So let's do it. The major appeal to this candle, Lucky Shamrock has a lot of bridging of aromatics. Bridging would be like grapefruit or lemon or grass and clover. They're very similar, so they smell the same, creating a bridge. Where this is going to be more of complementing aromas. Complementing is in the same category, but they don't necessarily smell the same. And when you put them together, you're enhancing the sum of its parts. That, and because this covers a large spectrum of aroma, is something that's really hard to break down systematically, but I'm prepared to do my best for you. The greens. We have to talk about the leafy greens. The leafy greens, the lettuce, the romaine, the spinach, the kale, the dandelion greens, you name it. There's citrus here. So again, we're creating that salad idea, illusion in our head. A little bit of lemon, but in this case, I think it's clear that there's this grapefruit zestiness to this candle. Also, like the Lucky Shamrock, there's a clean factor here. We're getting a soapy, amber-like cleanness this time, but also clean in the sense of like fabric softener, laundry detergent, classic lavender, the cooling eucalyptus, right? That's gonna really be important. That cooling sensation really supports this bucket, which I would imagine is very cold rainwater. Lang Lang flowers. Now, Lang Lang, what did I just say? If you're not familiar with essential oils, I highly recommend you visit your local fragrance store. You smell it once, you'll never forget it. What's interesting about Lang Lang is that it does confuse your nose, or at least for me, it confuses your nose. So when it's incorporated into a fragrance, it throws you really far off the trail. Until you realize that, okay, it's Lang Lang in there that's making it smell that way. And come to find, it's not a big surprise that Lang Lang is also in, for me, one of Yankee Candle's most complex, most confusing fragrances, Season of Peace. There's other florals in here as well. Tulips, like Happy Spring, that was just re-released this year for Easter. Tulips have a slightly fruity side to them. To me, it shows itself as stone fruit, like peaches and nectarines, specifically like white peach. Hyacinth flowers, these are not subtle, these are not gentle, they're not soft. Those adjectives do not fit hyacinth at all. Hyacinth is very pungent, very powerful. I know there's a wooden base, but it's made up of different components to the point where it's hard to classify. However, I do get a wintergreen, or even more a spearmint subtlety off this candle. And you've heard me say this all the time, how birch has a natural wintergreen aroma to it. Now that's going to be the resin. Because I'm smelling that wintergreen spearmint thing, we could say the base of this candle is going to be birch. And because of that wood, it's starting to paint a portrait. I'm going to tell you what I see in my head. I'm sitting in that wooden boat Out on the lake, it's summertime, there's high winds, there's green vegetation everywhere that is super powerful and aromatic. Of course, there's going to be multicolored flowers all around the lake that also overwhelms your senses. So to me, although this is very appropriate for St. Patrick's Day, it's very appropriate for spring, this to me does bring me to a very specific place. There's a sense of place to this candle, and for me it is the summertime at the lake, in the water, again, sitting in that wooden boat. Even though I don't think I've ever sat in a wooden boat in my lifetime, to me that is the ultimate goal when creating a candle. Something that can transport you, can take you somewhere, can serve as an escape. And Meadow Showers does not disappoint in my eyes. However, same warning as before. If the association of green, springtime, fresh cut grass is not your thing, just the thoughts of it gives you a headache, these you're gonna want to tread lightly on all of these green candles today. If it's not in your collection, it gets my vote, and I recommend you pick one up. And if you can find the one with the full label, you might like that one too.